Ooh, that wasn't good. Something sounded. She's hurt. She is hurt. All right, so let's talk about the car a little bit. This is a 2001 Corvette Coupe manual transmission. It is a magnetic red 2 paint. I've got upgraded rear fender flares. I've got Bogarts front and rear. These are 17s. I think they're either a little less than 6 inches wide on the front. I want to say they're 5.5, but don't quote me on that. And then on the rear, I've got 17 custom 17 by 12s that I had Bogart do for this. So these have 345/40s with these rear fender flares. I've got on the exterior, we've got also for the rear taillights, we have upgraded LEDs. This, of course, has been painted back here for this. I damaged my mirror in the past. I had to replace that. And now let's go on to the important stuff, which is the engine. So this originally was an LS1 car, obviously. I had some issues with that LS1, so decided to do a wet sump LS7, which is what this is. And in order to do that, the electric wheels are different, so there's a few little things you have to have, which one's this Lingenfelter module. You have to put that in to kind of convert the timing from the one, I think it's 24 to 58 or something like that, reluctor wheel. And this right here is a fast 102 manifold, direct ported for nitrous with the distribution block. I actually have not sprayed this car. It is a 20 over motor. I've got the heads fixed, they are ported, got bronze guides, all that kind of stuff. Stock throttle body, but I am running induction through a ls7, or I'm sorry, C5 Veraram intake. And then I've got an upgraded Billet Tech alternator. So that's the rough gist. Oh, forged pistons, stock rods, stock forged crankshaft. Still got the titanium factory rod, so it revs quickly. And I've got SLP headers, which are 1.75 inch to an X pipe, and then out through the bottom where it's got cat deletes. May not be able to see those too well because I don't think they stick down much, but through a titanium rear exhaust, which is a factory because it was lightweight, and that's the cat back. So that's the rough gist of the modifications to the car. I did all that kind of at one time, and also since then I've blown a transmission, so it's got a stage 3 T56. I didn't do the TR6060, in hindsight probably should have. And then I've also blown the rear differential, and so it has a Z06 differential, which is a 3 rib versus a 1 rib, which is what it came with. Slightly stronger, same gearing, and that's pretty much the rough gist of the car. These tires in the back are Toyo drag radials. They do okay for traction. They're a relatively new tire. They need to be broken in, and the tire pressure is kind of high, so it is what it is. And so let's move on to the interior. On the inside, we've got your tan and black interior. And then we have Corbeau upgraded seats, which I plan on going road racing at some point. And so you can see it's got the custom brackets for those. I've got, as you tell, probably recognize that shifter. That is a factory C6 Z06 shifter with shifter knob, which was a nice little upgrade. I've tried the aftermarket MGM. I did not like it. And so that's kind of where we're at. And then back here, we got our lines for our nitrous. I've got a dual bottle setup that I usually put back here. And then we've got an old school removable top, actually from like a 99 model. This is an 01. They had a lighter. This is actually a heavier top. It's kind of brown tinted instead of blue tinted. You only got these on the first gen cars. I think the 98s around that year model, 98, 99, and then they upgraded them. So that's pretty much the car. So next up, we are going to take this thing down the road. We're going to beat on it. We're going to go for a quick drive, give you my thoughts on this car, and see what you think about how it performs, how it sounds, and how it looks. And let's see if this car is still relevant to today's standards, which, to be honest with you, spoiler alert, I think it is. So you can tell this car is loud. Now that's with the cutoffs out. So it's bypassing the titanium mufflers. I can make this quiet. I have electronic cutouts that go through a remote. I have them taken off right now. I was having some valve issues with those. So right now it's just straight open. So it's pretty much almost open exhaust. I do have high flow cats, so that muffles it a little bit, but otherwise it's very, very loud. It's louder than my C8 for sure. But we're a little low on fuel, and this car's been sitting for a hot minute, so we're gonna go put some nice new 93 in it, make sure it's just not spark knocking. As far as like tune and those kind of things with this car, I had it tuned by Intune Performance, which was a shop in Cleveland, Tennessee. He did a really good job, but when he originally tuned it, it was on the stock intake. And I have a fast intake now, so I have a little bit of a stumble down low, and it likes to hunt at idle, which is kind of common with these cars. Especially if you put the big inch motors and like a decent cam, it's sometimes hard to get that out. But that was gone initially. We just like this fresh 93 a little better. I will say one thing though, these do not handle the same as the C8, that is for sure. And traction wise, they're good compared to like, you know, third, fourth gen Trans Ams, Camaros, because there's a little extra weight back there with the differential and the trans being on the back, but they don't hook like the C8. The C8 really, really took it to the next level on the traction department. That was always the advantage the Corvette had, was at that time, it had a little better traction than those cars, a little lighter, better aero. This is Mexico, just so everybody knows. And we're gonna go have a little fun. I don't get to do that very often in this car. Like a normal, you have to really feather the throttle a lot. It's not perfect, it doesn't drive stock. It's not bad, it's definitely doable, and it's definitely daily driverable. But if you're expecting Big Cam ls7 to be 100% perfect stock driving, at least with this cam, it's not happening. Alright, so let's see what we can get over here. I'm going to tear into this thing, see if she hooks from a slow roll. And man, in all her glory. So I turned this car, I think I have the limiter set at 72 or 74. And, oh, it sounds glorious of getting anywhere near that. So here we go. Here we're doing a 25 mile an hour kick. That was pretty quick. Try again. Slow down. That was short shifting. Alright, now we're going to try a second gear kick. Now we're going to kind of populated areas, so we're going to back off, hit the major road, and then I'm going to null into it then. Ooh, she sounds good. I'm a little rusty on my 6-speed. I think I was about to hit 5th there instead of third, from 2nd to 3rd. So let's see here. Get on a main road. Oh man, she sounds good. We're running nice and cool. This is a little bit warmer day. I've got draggy times. This mile an hour is about near 100 in the 8th, which is quite a bit slower than my LT6. Let's see here. All right, here we go. This is gonna be the fun part. I can really lay into it here. Let's see what she's got. Go around this corner. All right, I'm gonna do it from kind of a slow roll. Here we go. On 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, that wasn't good. Something sounded. She's hurt. She is hurt. I don't know what we heard. We heard something. No. Well, shit. Backfiring all get out. I don't know what we did. We got oil pressure. Just trying to make it home. All right, cutting her off. Coast in. Oh no! Oh, it's never hurt this thing before. Hopefully something small. I doubt it. Sounds bad. All right, let's try to coast in. Let's try to start it. Sounds bad. Backfiring like crazy. Ooh. All right, it's cranked over easy, so I don't think it took out. Oh, maybe I've got just a misfire going on. Oh. That's the problem when you let these cars sit. You get shit like this. It could be anything. Okay, we're gonna roll into the garage here. This is gonna be a issue for another day. Oh man, that sucks. Beating on it. Luckily I got another ls7 sitting around, so that's not too big a deal. Ooh, that sounds real bad. Anyways, all right, we'll have to figure this out. So you're not gonna believe this. Best day ever. So the issue was, I started looking around, checked the oil, looked fine, you know, no signs of anything was blown up. It turns over easy. This connector had popped loose from my coil packs. And so that had loosened, causing this bank to not fire, which is where we're getting a miss. I guess from the G-forces, this had popped loose. And so that was our main issue. So it was actually something super simple. I thought it was something big time bad, but it's not. So that's a good sign. Oil and everything looks good. So the ls7 lives to fight another day. So she's not blown up. And just to show you, we're gonna start it real quick. And you will hear it in all its glory. All right. Whew. Kind of scary. Anyways, all right, stay tuned. Final thoughts. All right, guys. So that's it for the C5. We narrowly escaped death of the engine. So luckily it was something simple. It's not always like that. It's usually something a lot more complicated. But anyways, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe to the channel. I also leave comments. Let me know if you want to see more material from the C5 since we're doing so much C8 stuff here lately. And hope you guys have a good day. See ya.